Hi guys, Dave in Texas here, and what you're looking at today is my little CHELECASTER, okay? And what's going to be taking place today is that I'm going to walk you through all the steps I've done on this guitar, show you how I've modified it, and talk about several other issues that have come up and questions that have been asked. But I put on a new type of roller saddle on this, okay? You'll see that later on. Also, I'm going to show you the bleed circuit in here, okay? I'm going to show you a new Tusk nut that I put on this guitar, alright? But I also want to send a shout out to Dave, who has the channel Dave's World of Fun Stuff, because the guy is just a great guy. I watch his videos all the time. I'm a very big fan of his, and I want to say thanks for wearing my t-shirt. I appreciate that, guy. I could use all the advertisement I can get. Anyway, thanks, Dave. I really appreciate it. And you're one heck of a guy, and you're one heck of a guitar repairman, luthier. And you know, kudos to all the work that you do. Okay. Now, enough of the idolizing, and I'm going to get back to my guitar here. So I'm going to walk you through these changes I've made to it, and see if those would be any help to you guys. Also, I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I've got in lately, including some new linseed oil, new type, okay? It's refined linseed oil, what's kind of used on the necks. It's been boiled and it's been filtered, so it's extremely clean. There's no impurities in it to cause any damages to your guitar, no waxes. It's all just pure linseed oil. It's all nice and clean. Now, the thing is, this particular bottle ain't cheap. I got it at a Hobby Lobby store, and it's like $9, okay guys? But don't let that scare you, because basically 2 dips of this into some polishing cloth will cover a guitar neck, okay? Just 2 dabs of it, you know, and it's done, right? And you don't want to use a lot to begin with. You just want to pretty much cover the area, let it soak in for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes, and you rub it through and rub it off, you know what I'm saying? But here's what I'm using right now, and it seems to be doing a hell of a job, okay? And mainly when I get my guitars in here, the very first thing I do is check to see if they've been treated and if they're dry. And mainly they're all dry. So one of the things that everybody seems to forget, you know, linseed oil your fretboards, guys. So hang in there, guys. The rest is coming up. I've been looking for these saddles in gold for a long, long time. And what they are, they're roller saddles. Not just you know, a blade or a something fixed. These are roller saddles that allow you to, you know, bend, do whatever you want to with your strings. And I couldn't find them in gold. I finally found these things in gold, okay, to match my guitar. That took about 2 years. They were coming in black and silver and chrome, but no gold ones. So here they show up. And my biggest concern with these is the intonation, okay? As you can see, they have very, very short adjustment screws on them. Alright, whoopsies. And so before I ordered these, I made sure to make careful measurements of what I have. Alright, and come to find out that these will actually fit with these. Okay, same size, right? Same screw size, right? So that helps a tremendous amount, guys. I mean, if I can't get the intonation correct with these short screws, I just simply put in the long ones. Okay, now yes, they'll be black, but you know, you can't have everything. Okay, and if I can find some gold screws that are long enough, now if that's a big if. Okay, I think I'll have to, considering how how it's been intonated in the past. But what's reassuring is that the old screws fit. I still have the option of putting it, you know, putting these on, which won't look bad. But the main thing is, again, I got the roller, okay, and I waited a long time to get these where they look nice. Yes, they're a little bit gaudy, but by God, the play on a roller bridge compared to a fixed bridge, or a Tunomatic or Tunocrapics, what I call them, is tremendously different and so much easier to play. Sustains are much better. You get better pulls. I mean, just all around, it's a better saddle, okay? And these all fit very nicely. One just did a dry fit on them. And I'm not going to show you doing every one of these things, okay? But, guys, while out there trying to buy replacement or buying more wire for my modifications, I came across this. Alright? Sugar Britches went up to Fry's and bought me new spools, 4 new spools of copper wire. As you can see, it looks like aluminum. It's nice and silver, but that's really copper. That's copper and nickel alloy. And this spool of 30 feet, right, and all these nice different colors I've got, only costs $4.50 a spool. Now that is a bargain compared to anywhere else you can find them. A spool like this with real copper is about $8 a piece, $9 or $12, depending where you get it. Okay. Now the problem is that you can hardly ever get it anymore. Now Radio Shack is shut down over here. Okay. And I can't find one that even has this type of wire, even if I find one that's open still. You got me? And that's just frustrating. But as you can see, they're all the same nickel copper alloy, which, you know, that still works very well, okay? And it works just as good as, you know, copper as far as conductivity is concerned, all right? So I'll be using these from now on, right? It's the same gauge. You know, that's the main thing, is the gauge on these wires. I told them to make sure they're 22s and not anything thinner. Okay guys, I'm back in the shop again today, and what I've noticed, I put my little CHELECASTER up on the bench, was that it's got all kinds of goo on it. Okay, I mean, it's got finger dirt, grease, sweat, you know, all kinds of crap on it, and the neck was damn it, dry. Okay, and that was my fault. I should have been looking better care of that guitar. Okay, now what I'm using right now, just to clean all this finger goo off, these markings and such on the plastic and the metal, okay, is some watered down Windex. Now I'm not talking about full strength Windex, I'm talking about 50-50 water, because this thing's got some ammonia in it and it could mess with your varnish. Okay, so don't ever use straight Windex on your guitars, and definitely don't use anything that's got full ammonia in it. You know, if you're going to use ammonia, use just a cap full of stuff and water, you know, when you're doing something near, you know, your guitar, okay? But don't take my word for it. Check your instructions about cleaning it. You know, I'm sure they come with good guitars. Anyway, so what we're doing today, I'm going to clean this thing up. I want to talk to you about stringing this thing up, okay? I'm not going to go through the body, even though it has that option. You'll look at ferrules on the back. See those? I just hate doing that. It's harder to do. It takes more time, and changing out strings is a pain in the buttski. Okay, because this guitar was never meant for this size bridge. Okay, this bridge was a half bridge, and this was in a case by itself. So I had to set this up and drill it out and drill these holes out to match the ferrules in the back. Okay, because they didn't match up to this bridge, even though it has holes in it. But they didn't match up. Okay, that's a pain in the butt. So I had to widen the holes on the top of the body to even do that. But they still tend to catch, and I just don't want to mess with it. It's easier to go from the back, right? It doesn't make any difference, okay? But the nice thing about it is, I'll be able to go from the back, go under the saddle, okay? Up over the saddle, over the roller, okay? Then string it. You follow me? Nice for a change. Nice, smooth action. No more asymmetrical winding or asymmetrical tuning on this thing. That's a pain in the buttski. And we'll be cleaning up the headstock, but before I do that, I want to show you these tuners. Okay, they're special tuners. All right, they're drilled in 2 spots on the shafts. Okay, you can see those or not. They got actually 2 holes, top and bottom. Okay, you can see one in the middle right now, a little bit. And what you do, you take it through the bottom and the top, or top to the bottom, and that keeps your string in better lock position. Okay, it makes it much easier to keep it locked down especially when you're doing some different tunings, like a drop D, or open tunings too. So basically what I'm going to do is open up a set of strings and wire this thing up, okay, string it up, and I'm sure that'll bore the crap out of you. Okay guys, one other thing I want to go real quick on this CHELECASTER is that I will be replacing the nut as well. Alright, this is one of those new Tusk nuts, right? It's permanently lubricated, alright, no more oil, which I think is pretty cool. But as you can see, if you can see, it's got one of those little nibs on the bottom that goes on the American made fenders. The old ones have a little cutout so that centers up, okay? Well, unfortunately, I'm going to take this little thing here and just tap that little old nut away. Just get a couple of taps. Yep, bingo, there it comes. I have to clean that out. Anyway, if you look at this, you'll see there's no hole in it for that little nib, because it's a fake, okay? And I understand some vendors do and some vendors don't have that little indentation for the nuts. So that's why they put them on there anyway, okay? Now, the difference is, this is a 12, and they're pretty much the same, right? Look at that. But look at the height difference in this. How much lower, or how much smaller the Tusk is than the other. So I have to get in there and check that out before I cut that nib off. Shouldn't be hard to do. And hopefully there's not going to be a lot of problems with this nut. I do want to change it, okay? From that old bone I used to use. That bone nut. You can see it's definitely changed over the years. It's gone brown on me. And I kept it oil, and that's why it changed color on me. Anyway, let's see how this works out. If it works, I'll show you. If it has to be worked on, I'll show you that. But it just goes right in. I'll just leave it in. And bingo, it's way too high. Let me show you that real quick, okay? As you can see, it's way too high because of that nut nib. New word, nut nib. Alright? So I'll have to take an X-Acto knife and just pare that thing off of there, okay? And which means just taking this and over a short period of time, just kind of just cut it off, okay? And since it's part bone and part plastic, I may have to take some sandpaper to sand this thing down. So rather than bore the crap out of you guys, I'll turn this thing off and cut back in when I'm about to put it into the guitar and glue it down. Now, I use different type of glues on bone, okay? There's another little nib on the end right there. I think that's just a mistake right there, okay? Cut that off as well. Anyway, I use Elmer's Bondo glue, and I put just a couple of drops on there to hold these nuts in, because it doesn't take a lot to hold them, okay? And if there's any issues with that, because it's a tusk instead of a bone, right? There's a new one out. It's called Loctite glue. A lot of guys use this on their end jacks, or the screws on their the bolts on their end jacks to keep them coming undone, as well as the knobs on the guitars. They'll put a little drop of this, and it locks it in, but they can still be removed. It's not the permanent type. This is the blue kind. The red kind keeps it on there permanently. Okay? So one or the other is going to be used on doing this little job here. Either the regular glue I use or the Loctite. So hang in there, guys. So first thing that happens, I get that little nib off there. It's working pretty good. And come to find out, it's just a wee bit too wide, okay? Now, you never want to open up your nut slot on your guitar. You want to sand off, excuse me, sand off part of the nut itself. What I'm going to do is take some 400 sandpaper and just gently start sanding this, just flat across the top of it. Probably end up taking that name off there. You can see that or not. Okay. Now you can see it. Okay, take that name off there and flatten it out just a little bit. So I have to just punch it in there. I don't want to break it. Okay. And after cutting it, yeah, it's definitely some bone in this material, because I could feel it when I was cutting it. So hang in there while I sand it down, okay, and get it the shape to fit. Okay. finally got it shaved down using some sandpaper, and then went to a file for a little bit, get that all leveled up. And it fits so snugly in there, I don't think I'm going to try to use any glue on it. I don't think it's going anywhere. It's just really in there tight, guys, to get it in there. So, next trick is to string it up. Like I said, on these particular tuners, they're double hole for lockdowns, right? You start with the EAD on the top, put the string goes in the top, then it hooks into the bottom to tighten it up. So, let's put those in there and let's get to it, hear what it sounds like once it's all been done. So hang in there, guys, and we'll get a chance to hear it play all fixed up with new saddles and new fret, or new bridge. So hang in there, guys, get a chance to hear it with its new saddles and its new nut, and all cleaned up, okay? So, be right back. Okay, guys, here it is, all fixed up, intonated, set up, and ready to rock and roll. Okay, so, and yes, guys, I know it's going to go in and out of tune, okay? So hang in there, the new strings. No more twangy sound like either. New saddles and new what you call it? New nut. No more buzzing. Really twangy. And of course, I got that bleed on there, okay? Let's turn that bleed off. That's without the bleed circuit. Now with the bleed circuit, lift up on the knob, tune it, turn it. Big difference, guys. All strings coming out, just sounding beautiful, okay? Anyway, all the way up the neck, sounding great, okay? So this thing is ready to rock and roll. Okay, so it's back in tune again, and new strings are going to do that for a while, especially the wound ones. Anyway, I've got the bleed circuit on the tone, okay, which means I lift up on this, right, let's put it down real quick, roll it to the full, lift up, and turn some more, and it turns that bleed circuit on, okay? Very twangy. And that's with the noiseless pickups in it that I got from Guitar Fetish. And not only is it beautiful looking, right, it's playing like a dream. Way up the neck, guys, sounding great. Okay, so the little CHELECASTER basically has noiseless pickups in it from Guitar Fetish. It's got roller saddles from Amazon. It's got non-bleeder circuit in it from Fender, okay? And it's got Gibson 250s in here for the pots, okay? You can't ask for much more, right? Anyway, I'm sure they're going to be borrowing this guitar again. I was told by a buddy of mine he wants to check it out. So, he's got a gig coming up this weekend. He wants to borrow my Telecaster, okay? Beautiful little guitar, great sounding, can't beat it for tone. Any questions about this or anything I've done on this so far, give me a holler, guys. Of course, I didn't show you how to intonate your guitars because there's a million videos on YouTube that show you how to do that, okay? And what a bore that would be. And plus, it didn't take but a tiny turns to get this thing in proper intonation, okay? As well as get the height down to 3 and 5/64. So, any questions, give me a holler. Dave in Texas. Bye.